So what's up, guys? I have played the Phantasy Star Online 2 beta all weekend, and now it's time for me to give some impressions. Let's jump into this thing. Hey, one quick thing I forgot to mention. I've actually been getting a lot of questions about the Ni no Kuni 2 giveaway, and I realized that I never actually gave the date on a video. I just had it on the contest. If you watched the actual unboxing video, there's the link that takes you to where you can get some extra votes in. And on there, it says, you know, February 12th is when the drawing happens. So that being said, February 12th is when the drawing's going to happen. I'm going to reach out to you, and I will announce the winner on... I guess it would be the Saturday video, which I guess is the 15th. So you got a couple days left. Jump in on that thing, and good luck. Hey guys, so I'm going to go over this game like just kind of assuming that no one's ever really played a Phantasy Star game, and I haven't really played as much as most people, so I probably won't sound like as an expert anyway, but I'm just going to kind of go through it to see if this is a game that you think you should check out. So the beta for me, I'm on Eastern Time, started at 8 p.m. on Friday, and it ran all the way to 3 a.m. this morning, which is Sunday. Now, first off, you start off and they have basically their servers are these big ships, and you select a server and go ahead and get started. So the first thing you'll notice with this game is this huge character customization. I mean, they have a whole bunch of presets, which I always really like because you know you can kind of find generally kind of rule of thumb sets. But then you can really go into it and shape the face, shape the eyes, change colors, add scars, tattoos. I mean, you name it, this game has it. And this game's been around for quite a while, so it's not surprising that they would have such a robust character creation system. Now, the cool thing to note about this game is there's like 4 races and a ton of classes. So if you look at my character here, I actually made a like a Dooman. It's like kind of like a low HP, high damage output based class, and I picked like the big melee build. So my weapons included like a 2-handed sword, a trident spear type weapon, kind of like chain blade grapple claw type things. Think like Kratos from God of War. And the Gunblade. And the Gunblade's really cool in this game, and I'll get to that in a second. So the game starts out just like anything else, tutorial mission. So you're new here, you're kind of getting your bearings. So you go through, they teach you how to walk around, teach you how to jump. You know, you fight some enemies, then you fight a small boss that you can handle, and then of course you fight a big boss that you can't handle. And that's when some cool powerful character comes in. Hey, what's going on? And you know, stops him like he's nothing. Of course, in that little section there, you have a bit where you basically have to survive. It's like, fight this big thing. Hey, you're not gonna win, but you need to last like a minute and a half. So you beat that, boom, first big boss of the game. And that's when I encountered my first big boss of the game for my character personally. Yeah. So if you don't know, there was a huge server crash right when this thing came out. I started at 8 p.m. and 40 minutes in, server crash, and it did not come back. I kind of stayed off and on, you know, I watched some shows, caught up on some stuff, played a little Monster Hunter World, and I really was like, yeah, I'm gonna hold out for this. I want to get some gameplay footage. I really kind of wanted to get this video out yesterday, so I gave it a shot, and man, you know, at 1 a.m. on Saturday morning, I gave up. I was like, look, I'm tired, and the server's not back, so I went ahead and hit the sack. So now fast forward to waking up and you know, doing some regular fun Saturday things, going to a movie, come back, boom, server's working, everything's good to go. At that point, I kind of decided to check out the Phantasy Star Online 2 beta website, and learned that I am now on a time crunch. So if you don't know, with this beta, they actually have cool rewards you're going to unlock in the full game by playing the beta. Usually in things like this, it's just like, oh, just play it, you know, maybe do a thing. In this one, they have these urgent missions, and urgent missions are timed. So they had a whole timetable put out, which they did change, which is nice. They added a whole bunch of them to make up for the fact that the big server crash happened. But so you have to log on at certain times, like 8 p.m. to 8:30, blah blah blah. Now these urgent missions are pretty cool. They are basically a 20-person raid. Think of like a World of Warcraft or a Destiny, except for just with 20 people. Now these raids, these urgent missions, the reason you wanted to do them for the beta is if you do 4 of them, and now that's 4 different time slots. You can't just go to the one time slot and just do it 4 times real fast. But if you do 4 of them, that's how you get all the tiers of the free stuff. So the first tier was some sort of like a big booster and some cool like Halo type armor thing. Second one is actually the exact same thing as the first, but different stats and stuff. The third one is what I wanted. So now in this game, first off, I'm not going to be able to go over everything in Phantasy Star. There's a lot. There's weapon customization, class customization, pet customization. But one thing they have in this game is a thing called a mag. It's like a little floaty, robot-y camera kind of thing. It can attack stuff. It can collect stuff. The thing you get for getting tier 3, which is 3 urgent missions, is your mag is a floating Dreamcast. And I was like, I need this. If I'm going to play this game, I'm not going to be the guy walking around without a floating Dreamcast. Come on. So, yeah, and then the fourth one is actually like they call them camos in this game, but basically it's like a cosmetic override skin for, I think, a 2-handed sword. I don't know if it applies to every weapons, but the picture they showed had a 2-handed sword. So, yeah, I made sure to do those. Luckily, with the timetable, they buffed them out, and now these raids are awesome. I mean, you go in with a whole bunch of people. They had 4 different ones that I actually got to play. One of them had you kind of running through this kind of like dark, almost hell-looking place, and then it's basically just a gauntlet fight through. They had one where you have to fight this huge robot, basically like mechanized tank. They have one where they have this huge like 6-armed god thing, and you basically fight his hands, and then the final one you actually fight him himself. It's pretty cool. Now, the first one I did was the big, long raid type thing, where you basically fight through a big thing of maybe several areas, get through, and at the end, fight a boss. Now, when I started this, I was level 6 or 7. And when you jump into this thing, it says recommended, it's level 20, which means level 20 enemies. But now, like I said, you're in here with like 20 people and varying levels. Everyone's doing their thing. So, I don't know if you've ever watched Adventure Time, but there's that one episode where Finn's running around with a sword blasting all these people, and like Jake's just like chasing behind picking up golden items. That's what I was doing. I could not keep up with these guys. I mean, granted, I got to play for 40 minutes the night before, and then the next day I jumped in at like maybe 1 in the afternoon, 2 in the afternoon. I mean, I had done a bunch of stuff yesterday. So I'm running in, and I'm literally doing everything I can just to collect weapons. And by the end of it, and you're sharing experience, sharing drops. So by the end of it, I was level 17. I mean, just like blasted through this thing. So that was really cool, because now I jump back into the main story, and you have to fight this like cool shadowy guy. And it's one of those fights where you basically beat him, but realistically, like, he's way stronger. He was holding back, blah blah blah. But I think I beat him in like 3 seconds, because like at this point my attacks all did like damage in the high hundreds or thousands and rapidly. So I just blast this guy out of the water, and there's a cutscene like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna let you go. I'm not gonna jump much into the story, because like I said, this is just a beta, which is awesome to note. The character creation, all your stuff does carry over, which is nice. But yeah, so at that point you now get a whole bunch of tutorial missions. Jumping into these tutorial missions, basically they just give me a ton of experience. So at this point, bam, jump up to level 22 by the end of my experience. But that's neither here nor there. Near the end, I got to play with some friends. It was really cool. The friend system's really easy to jump into. You can log on quickly and make a group, and then you can go into a quest room and just get it going from there. Another awesome thing about this game is you can hold 50 items on you, and of course, if you're doing a raid or something and you get to your 50 items, and then what are you gonna do when okay, there's a cool sword on the ground, you can't grab it, like me, I want to sell stuff or what have you. You have the ability to send stuff to your store box anywhere in the game. It doesn't matter. You can send to. Now, you can't retrieve from, so it's not like, oh, I have a whole bunch of potions, let me just restock. But I mean, if you're going through something and you pick up like 30 swords and now your inventory is full, you can send them all straight back to your storage box, which is awesome. And also in between missions, or even if you die, you go back to kind of like this little gateway area where you can go sell items or try things on or what have you. Of course, like all these kind of looter MMO games, there's tiers of loot, which are denoted by colors. And also there's like really rare drops that are, mystery drops. You have to go get appraised, and all that, of course, plays into the classic, MMO tropes. Another cool thing to note about Phantasy Star, and this is from the old games too, but they brought it here as well, is you have your own personal room, which you can decorate with items that you find throughout the game, and buy, of course. So far at this point in the game, I think I've only gotten like plants, like house plants, but that's fine. They have a big casino system where you can get special casino money that you use for buying like cosmetics and other things. And also they have like this weird friend thing where you kind of share kudos and play with your friends, and you get these fun points that give you like scratch off tickets. It kind of sounds gacha-y, but I mean, as an extra bonus if you're playing with friends, it's kind of cool to have the free thing like that. But now we can't talk about a big Sega franchise, big Sega games like this without mentioning the music. Oh my gosh, I love the music. I mean, everywhere I was, it felt like nostalgic, because I mean, I feel like Phantasy Star music sounds just like it did in the Dreamcast, In fact, some of the sound effects they did reuse. I swear to God, there's this kind of healing thing before a boss where you can kind of heal, and the robotic sound it makes is the sound of Gamma from Sonic Adventure 1 turning. It's just not for debate. That is the sound effect. But gosh, the music is so good in this game. And, when I got in the game, I didn't really notice much. It never crashed again, which is great. But I didn't even notice much lag. There was a few times, but, like, it wasn't like the game itself was lagging because there's too much going on. It was like maybe some weird sputter happened in the server, and it would literally be for a second. Like, I'd be fighting a boss or something, and it would just kind of jostle for one moment, and then boom, all back to normal. So it was kind of nice to know that it's stable. When they got it stable, it was stable. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that, this game started in 2012, so it's not like it's a new thing. But it's nice that it's finally coming over here. Like I said, I enjoyed the heck out of it. Another fun thing in the beta right now is the Sonic movie trailer that comes out next week is playing in the main hub world just on a TV. I thought that was very funny. But, my first impressions, like I said, I am really enjoying it. I'm going to get it day one when it comes out. I was playing on the Xbox One X, as far as which Xbox console I was playing on, and the load times were almost nothing. I mean, literally almost nothing. I would jump into a mission and go 0 to 100% in a second. So, I think that's going to be my platform of choice. It is coming out for Steam, and it's going to be crossplay. So I have some really good friends who play purely PC, and I'll still be able to play with them, so that's really exciting too. My fingers crossed, of course, for a collector's edition, because you know how I am. But man, I'm telling you, this game is really fun. The music is really nostalgic, and I think this is going to be my game that I'm going to jump into, and really kind of have like my next big kind of like long running game. And I think this is going to be it for me. Thanks so much for listening to my rant about PSO2. I'm having a great time. I'm actually going to jump back on again today. Because of the crash, they've extended the hours. They're starting it back up again tonight. I'm just going to play a little bit. I already have all the missions done for the cool rewards. But that being said, if you guys like this video, please throw a like. Or if you didn't, throw a dislike. Leave some comments down below what you guys think about Phantasy Star or anything like that. And, I'm really loving the engagement. If you guys aren't subscribed, please subscribe. It'd be cool. And, hey, that being said, take it easy.